1950 dan di waktu bersamaan Direktur Jenderal ILO saat ini berada di Indonesia.
Ya, dan melihat maraknya demonstrasi buruh yang menuntut kenaikan upah, inilah tanggapan Dirjen ILO dalam perbincangannya dengan rekan kami Timothy Marbun.
Indonesia memiliki berbagai macam permasalahan buruh dan juga tenaga kerja, dan beberapa di antaranya tentu menjadi sorotan dari dunia internasional. Hari ini saya akan berbicara dengan Direktur Jenderal dari ILO atau International Labour Organization yang hadir di Jakarta hari ini, Mr. Guy Ryder. Hello, Mr. Ryder. Welcome to Jakarta.
Good morning, thank you.
So you had a chance to see firsthand the demonstrations of the workers where they were demanding wages. What is your thought on them?
I happened to arrive here the day of the demonstrations yesterday about the minimum wage, so we follow those developments very closely. I think it's important to emphasize as well that Indonesia has ratified all of our, what we call our fundamental rights conventions. These are the international treaties which guarantee basic rights to workers. On the other hand, you have to wonder if this is necessarily the best way to decide workers' wages. One thing which is very, very noticeable in Indonesia is how important minimum wage fixing is in the overall working life of the country. Probably too important. It's not necessarily the best way to do the job, to have a major discussion every year of this nature. I think Indonesia needs to pay attention to building up what we call institutions of dialogue, ways that workers, employers and the government can interact over the year in a relatively routine way, not necessarily in the street, but in meeting rooms, to work out these issues and to work out how wages are going to be fixed in a slightly different way.
As you said, it happens every year. Sometimes it's a bit troublesome when it happens. How is this strategy? Does it work? Is there a one way, one formula that would make this talk work and actually find a middle line between all these three parties?
Yeah. Well, the first thing perhaps I should point out is that the ILO, my organization, is tripartite. We bring together governments, workers and employers. They sit together in all of our decision-making bodies. But you ask, well, is there one magic or best formula in the world to make this dialogue happen? The answer is no. Countries do it in very different ways. And Indonesia doesn't, I think, need to believe that there is one perfect model to import. But I think you can learn and take the experience from other countries.
We've been a member for 60 years now,
yes,
I guess,
right.
60 plus years. So do you see an advancement in labor in Indonesia, at least for the last decade? Do you see that?
No, but I think what we've seen is an extraordinarily successful process of economic growth, and that has rebounded, I think, to the benefit of ordinary Indonesians. Pay is higher, job opportunities are there. But I say, no, you're not at the end of the road, I would say. And there are many challenges that Indonesia still needs to address. And if I could pick out a few, I think the question of infrastructure is very, very important. If Indonesia wants to continue its economic success story, it's going to come up against some boundaries, some limitations, if it doesn't invest in its infrastructure. That's the first thing I would say. Second is about what we call human capital, but really we mean the skills, the education of Indonesian working people. Big challenges.
You'll be meeting the Vice President and also our Minister of Labor. What message would you like to convey to them today?
My message to the Vice President and the Minister will be that we're here to help. We want to offer assistance to Indonesia. And I want to be clear what I mean about that. We don't come here as teachers, we come here as partners. And what does that mean? We can help with policy advice, we can help with sharing the experience of other countries. The ILO has 185 member states. You asked the question about this tripartite dialogue. Well, we can share experience on that. And we can help to build Indonesian capacities, help to build the capacities of governments, of workers and employers to meet the challenges ahead.
Thank you very much, Guy Ryder, for your time with us today, this morning. Thank you very much. Itu tadi perbincangan kita bersama Mr. Guy Ryder, Direktur Jenderal dari ILO atau International Labour Organization. Saya Timothy Marbun, kita kembali ke studio.
ILO yang merupakan organisasi buruh internasional, meski demikian tidak bisa memberikan intervensi bagi negara anggota, termasuk Indonesia. Namun ILO sudah berusaha memberikan saran yang terbaik.
Ya, saran yang terbaik tadi kalau kita lihat kesimpulannya adalah harus ada dialog, khususnya yang terkait dengan tuntutan buruh, harus ada dialog bersama antara pemerintah, perusahaan dan juga buruh. Itu pasti akan mencapai solusi yang terbaik. Ya. Betul. Dan saudara, sesaat lagi kami akan kembali dengan informasi kisruh di tubuh Golkar yang terus bergulir setelah Ketua Umum Partai Golkar Abu Rizal Bakri mendukung Perpu Pilkada. Sejumlah DPD meminta Ketum Golkar tetap mengikuti rekomendasi Munas Bali. Kami akan kembali sesaat lagi.